see her. You come get me, I come get you. And I probably have a couple little sexies on standby, so you glide by me and you say what, okay? The password is okay, as far as I'm concerned. Damn it, say the password. What? Say the password, onion head. The password is what? That's what I'm asking you. It's the password. The password is it? The password is what? It. You just said so. The password isn't it. The password is what? Got it. I got it. Right. Get it right. What?
Good evening. Welcome to this week's edition of the Wayback Movies Podcast, a show where we review the best and not so best of 80s and 90s cinema, because really, fuck the 2000s. My name is Steve, and with me on this crazy journey,
Justin.
Doctor.
Doctor.
And we're back.
To get through this crazy thing called life.
That's going to happen a lot. So yeah, we're doing Purple Rain.
Yup. His Royal Badness.
His Royal Badness himself. We are paying tribute, if you will, to one of the greatest performers of all time in what is one of the strangest yet most awesome films we've ever seen.
I mean, it's Prince. I mean, because when you think Prince, you do think strange.
A little bit, yeah.
Because he was out there.
Yes, definitely. But yeah, we are going to go back to July 27th, 1984 on this one. So... Yep. I was a strapping 2 years old. I just turned so. I don't know. Really not much else to say.
No.
Like, anything big about 1984? I mean, aside
I think
from...
it was the next year that was.
Yeah.
That was a big one.
But, like... I mean, 84 was a good year for movies. You know, Ghostbusters, Beverly Hills Cop, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Several movies we'll get to.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah, no. Just, yeah, like, most of the reason we're doing this is, on top of it, is February being Black History Month. We wanted to do films that are, you know, celebrating African Americans and everything like that. But, of course, we're still us, so we're not going to do anything culturally significant.
Like, too serious, basically.
Yeah, it's we're two chuckleheads, so why would we do anything less? So, we're going to do Purple Rain because, well, we wanted to talk about Prince. And you should, because his name is Prince, and he is funky.
Yep. Also, you know... This was probably the best bet. I mean, I'm sure we will get to the not-so-best of Prince.
Yeah.
Somewhere down the line.
I mean, there is a spiritual sequel. There is Under the Cherry Moon at some point in time that he actually did direct. Mm-hmm. That was a thing that happened.
But I guess we should just jump in.
I think so. Just, of course, the Wayback Machine is, of course, never ready when it needs to be. It's got to get tuned up a little bit. Where's George? He's supposed to be fixing this stuff. I don't know where he goes all the time. All right, so we're ready. So here we go. We're jumping back to 1984. Oof, that's a rough journey. Those long ones are really difficult on me. I'm not gonna lie. Wow, oh, that's rough. So here we are in 1984. You know, still again kind of looks like the 70s. Really didn't change much this quickly.
No, took a little.
Took a little longer.
It's the back half of the 80s that looked more 80s than the first half.
Very much so. So let's go crazy. Purple Rain, July 27th, 1984. Directed by Albert Magnoli, written by Albert Magnoli and William Bin, produced by Robert Cavallo, Joseph Ruffalo, and Stephen Fargnoli. I'm pretty sure I fucking butchered that. Production company Purple Films, as you would expect. Distributed by Warner Brothers. Box office of $70.2 million against a budget of $7.2.
That's pretty good.
That is really good. That was a lot better than I would have expected.
I could see why he did get other movies.
Oh, yeah. I mean, his first outing is pretty goddamn successful, so of course you would give him more. So, the cast. This is going to be very simple. Prince is the kid. Apollonia Kotero plays Apollonia. Morris Day plays Morris. Olga Karlatos plays Mother. Clarence Williams III plays Father, a.k.a. Francis L. Jerome Benton plays Jerome. Billy Sparks plays Billy. Wendy Melvoin plays Wendy. And Lisa Coleman plays Lisa. Get it? Kind of a biopic, ? Kinda. Loosely, very loose about it, but it is kind of.
Just like last week with Chris Groove, it's a more trumped up version,
I mean, it's certainly, like, there are parts that are definitely backwards. I mean, well, we'll get to the time later on, but, it didn't exactly, the time wasn't blowing Prince out the water, and then he was just like, I'm gonna be Maine. Like, that didn't happen, but.
No.
So, film directed and edited by Magnoli in his first feature film. Although Magnoli and William Bin shared the writing credits, it's not known how much of Bin's material was actually used. Magnoli estimates that only 2 or 3 of Bin's scenes were actually in the final cut of the film. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Like, wow, you can get writing credit for very little, apparently.
Yeah.
Bin's first draft of the script was entitled Dreams. Prince didn't really like the story and wanted the word purple in the title. All right. Makes sense, I guess. He kind of digs him some purple.
Well, my whole question is, this was obviously has to do with the record. Mm-hmm. So Purple Rain was never going to be the...
I don't know. That is not listed because this...
Because you would think... Like...
The film was kind of in production before Prince actually came on. So it's hard to say how much... I mean, he clearly had a lot of input, but it's hard to say how much, like, influence everything had on...
Well, I mean, when Prince wants something.
Yeah, well, I mean, at this point, he wasn't necessarily living in Prince World yet.
No.
So, I don't necessarily know, because that wasn't really in there. It was just kind of always like, this is Prince's deal, and that's it, kind of thing. But it's weird, because it didn't start that way. So, some people thought this was the only Prince film that he didn't direct himself, but Albert Magnoli actually later directed... he ghost-directed the Prince's concert film, Sign of the Times, which was interesting. So, Magnoli told Rolling Stone that when the concept was first brought to Warner Brothers, they suggested, and I'm not making this up, this is apparently what he said, that Warner Brothers wanted John Travolta to play Prince.
Yep.
So weird.
1984's John Travolta.
Playing Prince. I'm not gonna lie, I want to see that. I do. I just want to see it.
Would he be singing?
No, it would be Prince's vocals coming out of his lip sync.
So him on stage.
Yep. Trying to be Prince.
Lip syncing Prince.
Yeah.
Oh. Jesus. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to see that or not.
I kind of do.
I mean,
just
morbid
for
curiosity.
I wouldn't want it to be... Like, it'd be one of those things where if I can go to an alternate timeline just to watch it that way and then just go, alright, I saw that, now let's go back to the real world where it makes more sense.
Yeah.
So, clearly loosely based on Prince's life. Prince's protege, Vanity, which I found amazing because her name was not Vanity. Prince just gave her that name and it stuck, because when you're Prince, I guess you can do that. She was originally slated to be the kid's love interest, but she left the film prior to shooting, and the girl group Vanity 6 became Apollonia 6. Literally just, here you go. Originally, Jennifer Beals was offered the role of Apollonia. She turned it down in order to study at Yale. Like you do.
Well then there.
Prince cast Apollonia, who was an unknown at the time, because he saw her in a movie called Tales of the Gold Monkey, Force of Habit, where she played a saucy island girl who was sleeping with a German priest. Kind of want to see that movie. 1983, so we could cover it if we wanted to.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Saucy island girl.
All right? That's interesting.
In a German priest. Okay,
so, contrary to popular belief, her and Prince were never a couple.
So they never...
Never. She was married at the time of filming. She was sworn to secrecy about it because people wanted to believe that Apollonia and Prince were a thing. So...
Because at that point, Prince was just...
Well, no, actually, he was with Vanity at the time.
Was he?
So I don't think anything like...
he's been known to...
He's been known to sling it.
Yeah, he was known to throw it around.
Yeah, like, Prince was never hard up for the ladies, because he's fucking Prince.
That's...
His royal badness, come on. After the character change from Vanity to Apollonia, the script was drastically revised, and many dark scenes were cut.
Probably for the best.
Mm-hmm. The original screenplay, which is found on various websites, which I found out too late and I didn't get a chance to read, contained an extremely explicit sex scene between Vanity and the Kid in a barn, which was the basis for a lot of the song Raspberry Beret. Which I thought, like, that kind of makes sense when you think about the lyrics of that track.
There is a scene in passing where they're having sex in a barn.
Yeah.
It's part of a montage.
Yeah, but it was, there's a rumored early edit of that apparently got the X rating. So they had to cut it.
Yeah,
So
84, the rules on nudity weren't exactly lax.
Yeah, and they're not much better now.
No, they're really not.
Prince going to Apollonia 6's rehearsal and engaging in a physical fight with the members of the Time was cut. And according to the director's commentary, 3 versions of the love scene were filmed. A G-rated, a PG-rated, and an R-rated version, which clearly the R-rated version was used in the film because he got a little handsy. That was when I was shocked to find out that they weren't together. I'm like, how do you get away with where his hands went?
Yeah.
Because there's one scene where his hands went places. Just saying.
They disappear.
Just dipped in a little bit. That's all I'm saying. Vanity must have been pissed.
Apollonia's husband must have been
pissed. Yeah, that too. No one's happy here. Originally, the kid's father was to die of the self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. The last minute, the director and producers decided to leave his father alive. Because, I don't want it to be too fucking much of a downer for technically what is kind of a party film in most cases. The kids' treatment of Wendy and Lisa in the film is pretty much how Prince treated them in real life. Because they were his keyboardist and guitarist in The Revolution. Mm-hmm. So, that's pretty accurate. It's
the reason why they actually split up.
Yeah, and not to mention, like, how do you join The Revolution and not go, hey, this is clearly Prince's show? Like, I never understood that, but maybe it's just because I've never had any success as a musician, where I'm just like, I would be perfectly happy being in The Revolution, like, just saying, I don't care if you know who I am or not.
Yep. You don't even have to know my name.
Yeah, no, I'm good with that. Morris Day apparently had a massive substance abuse problem throughout the production, and was high and drunk during most of the filming. He had to be almost literally dragged out of his room and onto the set. So there's that.
But he wanted his buddy in the movie. So.
Yeah. Morris's pickup lines to Apollonia were actually paraphrased lines from the Time song Chili Sauce, which I'd forgotten until I listened to the song. It's like, oh fuck, that is exactly what he's doing.
That's how he remembered them.
Yeah.
He's just, I'm just going to give you lyrics to my song.
Pretty much.
Hit on you with that.
Mm-hmm. An early, simpler version of the love symbol that Prince changed his name to later on, when he was disputing with Warner Brothers, is actually painted on the side of his motorcycle's gas tank and appears on a wall in the overpass when he drives underneath it when doves cry. So I thought that was pretty cool. So he's had that symbol for a while. I didn't know that. But clearly, let's just talk about the fucking album, because seriously, this album is one of the greatest albums ever recorded, and Prince's undisputed masterpiece. Although some people dispute it, but they're just wrong.
Really?
I think so.
No, what I'm saying is there's people that
there are people that are saying that this is not Prince's best album. And I think you're just off your damn rocker.
Well,
this album
he's one of those people who put out like a bajillion albums.
He did.
So,
there was a time when he was putting out 2 albums a year. So, the man has over 30 albums.
I can almost say he's one of those people where almost every one of his albums is somebody's favorite album.
That's true.
Prince album.
That's true. I even found somebody who thinks Musicology is his best work, and that's just
special.
Wrong.
But what I'm saying is,
I think he's a listener. Hey, Reed. I think you said it, dude. Just saying.
But Purple Rain. I think it's one of those things where it's so big because it's like his biggest album. So one of those things where it's so big it's overrated. One of those,
Yeah.
One of those arguments.
I guess, but I don't know. But anyway, the audio from the 3 songs in the final concert, I Would Die For You, Baby I'm a Star, and Purple Rain, were recorded live on August 3rd, 1983, for the first time at Avenue Club in Minneapolis as part of a fundraiser for the Minneapolis Dance Theater. It also marked the official debut of Prince's band, The Revolution. The concert scenes were later reenacted. Mm-hmm. But yes, those 3 songs on that album are live.